Hello. You just reached MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires. Your patience while holding is appreciated. Our representatives are working hard to get you closer to the guys on top of the pit boxes, over the wall, and on your radio dial. Thank you for holding. You are now being connected to your hosts, Tony Rizzuti and Kid Cruz.
Welcome to MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires, right on our strength. I am Tony Rizzuti, and I'm joined by a guy who's still upset that NSYNC was left out of Star Wars Attack of the Clones.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Cruz. 3 of the 5, I believe it was Lance Bass and Justin Timberlake, did not film the scenes, but they actually filmed scenes for Attack of the Clones. And then the dude from Take That, Gary Barlow, do you remember Take That? Robbie Williams,
yeah.
Back for Good.
Sure.
Now all of a sudden he's in The Last Jedi coming out. Ridiculous. Why not that? Why one boy band and not the other? If you're going to choose one, you're going to choose NSYNC.
I don't know. See, this is the type of feedback that I get here in the office, and we love to get from you. Don't forget, you can reach out to us. You can tweet us at MRN Radio. Use the hashtag AskMRN. You see our personal ones on there as well. We have the fan forum hotline, 1-844-4-ASK-MRN. We love to hear that. And speaking of feedback, we love producing these podcasts, these different shows for you. We'd love to get your feedback on those as well. If you have the time, do us a solid. It takes about 3 or 4 minutes. Go to mrn.com/survey. Tell us what shows you watch, what you'd like to see in the future. Just give us a little bit of feedback so we can make sure that next year we bring you exactly what you want. Cool. We're going to tabulate that. It's super easy.
I didn't know we had a survey there.
Yeah, we'll send them a hero card too. So you get something for taking the survey. It's super short. mrn.com/survey. Okay, we have a great show for you. We got to get right into it. The crew chief of the number 11 FedEx Toyota, Mike Wheeler, on the show. Playoff team. Glad to get a crew chief from a playoff team on. This is
more than just NSYNC and Star Wars.
Yeah, great stuff from him. We're going to catch up with the Inside Lines' Tyler Burnett. He has a new show that he's debuted in social media. We'll talk to him about that. And we'll welcome back trivia, a true 5-on-5 off, where Tyler versus Kid Cruz for the title. But it's time to check out this week's Crew Cut. Her album Now debuted at number 1 on the Billboard charts. Kids, she's my favorite Canadian. Who are we talking about this week?
Shania Twain.
Oh,
Who doesn't love Shania Twain? So the first album in 15 years, the top of the charts. Number 1 in the United States, number 1 in Australia, number 1 in the UK, number 1 in Zimbabwe, Tony.
It's huge.
Huge in Zimbabwe. Talked to Shania Twain and asked her about
Out
sport.
on a date?
Well, I wanted to ask her out, but I asked her about her favorite types of sports. Is she a sports fan? What is she like?
I'm a sport fan all the way. I love sports. I love tennis. I love golf. I love hockey. I love soccer. I love basketball. I love the Olympics. I'm a sport fan all the way around.
We've been hearing the rumors and the teases about the new music for many months now, maybe even a year or so. Why have you been keeping us hanging on for so long?
It's been a process. That's what it's really all about. It's been a process getting my voice back. It's been a process narrowing the songs down and really honing in on the making of an album, because it just went from pile of song ideas to then, carving them out as actual songs, and then getting the productions together, going through the recording process. And I've been very independent with this record, so it's taken me longer. And I guess I just felt the same way about this record. So I took my time, not for the sake of taking time, but for the sake of making the best record that I could.
Yes, Tony, I actually did get to speak directly with Shania Twain for about 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah, it was. I was just trying to maintain my composure throughout the entire interview. Maybe I'll put some bits together and release more of it on my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at The Real Kid Cruz, Tony, as I know you do, and you can hear about some Shania Twain.
Yeah, and I know she's working on a 2018 tour. What she had that little,
we talk about that
little thing in Vegas that she did for a little bit.
Yeah,
now
we talk
starting
about
to put
tour.
a tour again. Great to see her out there. Should be a lot of fun with that. All right, coming up on the program, we're going to talk to Mike Wheeler. They had a little bit of a sponsor announcement, a little addition to the number 11. We'll ask him about that as well. We'll catch up with Tyler, and we'll play the game. It's a fun show. It's all coming up on this week's MRN Crew Call. Stand by.
Smooth Smooth out a rough engine, restore power, and improve fuel economy with Seafoam Motor Treatment. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today and purchase 2 bottles of Seafoam Motor Treatment and get one free. Plus, earn double points on this purchase during O Rewards Member Appreciation Month. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Looking to add some sizzle to dinner time? How about free sirloins? Log on to creekstonefarms.com to get 4 premium Black Angus beef 8-ounce steaks free by using the promo code MRN Steaks with any purchase of $100 or more. Creekstone Farms premium Black Angus steaks are always delicious, juicy, and a great way to add some flair to the family dinner. Use promo code MRN Steaks at creekstonefarms.com with any $100 purchase for your offer of free sirloin steaks. Good while supplies last.
Hi, this is Joey Meyer, championship spotter, adequate pilot, and co-host of MRN Motorsports Monday, presented by Outback Steakhouse. Join Woody Kane and I every Monday at noon on MRN.com as we debate the biggest stories in NASCAR.
Back for a year again is Kyle Petty.
I always laugh when we talk about a race car driver designing a race car track. Let me do it. Oh, there it was. I just designed one. Woo, I made a circle.
Log in every Monday at noon or anytime on demand at MRN.com for MRN Motorsports Monday, presented by Outback Steakhouse.
Thank you for joining MRN Crew Call. If you know your party's extension, please send it along. I haven't been to a good one in years. Now here's Tony and Kid.
Welcome back to the program. Kid Cruz, Tony Rizzuti, thanks for spending your Wednesday afternoon with us as always, talking a little bit of NASCAR. And it's time to go to the guest line and bring in one of the playoff contenders. He's the crew chief for the number 11 FedEx Toyota. He is Mike Wheeler. Wheels, how you doing today?
To have is he there? Do we have a technical
little bit
glitch?
of a technical
Do
thing?
we not hear him? Does he hear us? Come in, Mike. We are standing by.
Hey, Wheels, are you there?
Well,
all right, well, we'll get him on in a second.
Okay.
First thing we were going to talk about, though, they added Walgreens to the car.
Yeah.
Little different look for Martinsville, and Denny seems to like. Denny said he'd like it to be his personal scheme. What do you think of it?
So now you can go get a flu shot and get some Metamucil.
Racing and everything else. Wheels, you with us?
There you go, right there.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Thanks. A little technical glitch on our end. We were just talking about the Walgreens paint scheme for Martinsville. Colors look good, and another sign that your team really brings a lot of value to a sponsor.
Yeah, without a doubt. Definitely a neat deal. I like the paint scheme, too. It definitely stands out, and obviously having the whole FedEx or Walgreens deal is something to need to be a part of.
Yeah, Denny said he'd like it to be his permanent one, so we'll see if that's what we see next year. Currently 5th in the playoff standings. We're headed to Talladega. You have 13 playoff points. Does that make it a little bit easier going into this race knowing you have a cushion, or is it just still one of those nerve-wracking races for you?
We're barely on the right side of the goodness. Honestly, with the stage points nowadays, by halfway we could be kind of on the wrong side of the fence.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the biggest thing is, back in the day, you used to be able to ride in the back if you wanted to. If you had, if there's some guys mixing it up and you wanted to avoid trouble, you could drop to the back and, ride out until the next caution or pit stops and then try to make your way back forward. But with stage racing now and 10 points of regret each stage, it's hard to not try to run top 3 the entire time and get all the points you can.
Hey, Mike, do you sleep well at night before a playoff race? What tracks keep you awake at night, if any?
Talladega is definitely one of them. It's one of those deals, you try to build the best car you can. You feel good about it because everyone's so close as far as speed from qualifying. But ultimately, it's a big game of chess, and, someone else's bad action can take you out. So you like to be in control, and this is one of those races that you're kind of not. After that, I feel pretty good about what we got. Our biggest race we struggled with, the racetrack we struggled with was Texas at the beginning of the year, but we've, learned a lot since the beginning of the year, and I'm, looking forward to going back there and hopefully, make the most of it.
You talk about when you go to Talladega, you bring the best car you can. Mike, is it still about bringing a car with as much speed built into it as you can, or the way guys are now side drafting and pulling the air off the quarter panel and trying to pull the cars down to them in the corners? Do you now build maybe more handling into a car at Talladega than you did in the past, or is it still all about fast car, no drag?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot about fast car, no drag. I would say, to put it in the context, Daytona 500 qualifying is all about straight speed. Daytona races, a little bit back towards, drivability. And lately, Talladega, you want to be able to race well. I don't say you need downforce, but you need to make sure you have confidence to be able to make moves. Being on top of the racetrack and being edgy is not comfortable for drivers to try to stick it 3 wide in the middle and make moves on exits and all that kind of stuff. So we do focus on a little, enough drivability type concerns that if we qualify, 5 spots worse than we should, it's no big deal.
Hey, Mike, most of us have seen your driver in the headlines a lot over the last couple of weeks and over the last few months. The headline I was excited about, I keep seeing these pictures of this dang house, man. Have you had the invite over to Denny Hamlin's house? What is this palace like?
Oh, yeah, it's a nice place.
Hey, nice little pad.
Yeah, well, it goes back to, everyone has their dream house growing up, and, a lot of us get to do something someday, but obviously some people's scales are bigger than others. He had the opportunity to do what he wanted to do and was able to do it. And I mean, it's big without a doubt. But at the same point, for someone's salary versus their house price,
right.
It's not too out of range. I mean, there's some guys that could probably afford $100 million houses, and if you do 4 times your salary, it's like, oof, okay, you can get pretty big up there.
Oh yeah, you can do well in North Carolina,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's neat that he has a basketball court. It's something that him and a lot of guys in the sport do on the side, and it's a good, I'll say, athletic exercise. So, I pat him on the back for actually being able to do something like that and then have a bedroom on top of it. And hopefully, 20, 40 years from now, when he wants to get out of it, he can still make his money back. But, obviously the location where it's at, it's beautiful, and I'm sure he's enjoying it.
Speaking of the basketball, they had their draft the other day. Did you get picked up?
No, I actually avoid going to this deal. Between my full-time job and then actually having a family, it's hard to do much else. A lot of these guys do it on Monday nights, and, it's one of the few nights I'm actually home to see my wife and kid. So I make sure I spend my quality time with them, and on top of anytime when you actually work on race cars, we can work on race cars.
Yeah, and you've got another one on the way. I know I had a chance to talk to Amy at Darlington, and she's like, man, I don't feel real good. Maybe that'll bring us good luck. And you won the race. When's the due date? How close are we?
We are 1 month out. November 10th the due date. She went for a checkup yesterday, and everything's going well. But
awesome.
Obviously, the next few weeks when I'm on the road, it's going to be a little nerve-wracking.
All right, real quick, we've talked about Talladega. We probably won't talk to you before we get to Kansas. Qualified 7th back there in the spring, finished 23rd. How different is Kansas the second time around compared to the spring race?
It shouldn't be that different. I mean, obviously, day to nighttime races is something to account for, and obviously the change we had over the year is something you got to add up as well. But we finished 23rd. We were actually running top 5 most of the day. I think on one of the last restarts, we got into a skirmish between the 41 and 48 and ended up in the back. But it was actually one of the first intermediates that we started to turn the corner as far as good handling cars and good speed and able to race up front. So, again, it's a little different than what, it was in the spring, but at the same point, looking forward to going back there.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to Talladega this weekend, then Kansas, then we get to see that great Martinsville paint scheme. Should be a lot of fun. Mike, thanks again for taking the time. You're always really good with us here on the program. Thanks for joining us, and good luck this weekend, all right, bud?
All right, thank you.
Cool, all right, there he is, Wheels, Mike Wheeler.
May the rest of his year be unencumbered.
I'll tell you what, there you go. Denny Hamlin, sneaky fast at the restrictor plates.
How?
Won the 500 a year ago?
Was it just me, or did he seem like really confident and relaxed? He seems so relaxed going into such a nerve-wracking racetrack, right, and race.
Yeah, I think they're
cool as a cucumber, man.
I think they're one of those teams that you don't really talk about a whole lot. Remember Matt Kenseth a couple of years, Jamie McMurray falls in that category, where I think if they can stay out of trouble, they probably got a piece that can win the race, and I think he feels pretty good about his driver's chances. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, it's Tyler Burnett. We always love chatting with him. He's got a new program, Tyler Versus. We'll hear all about it when we return here on MRN Crew Call.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
MRN's Throwback Thursday, the greatest races in NASCAR history.
Richard Petty comes to the outside of Benny Parsons, and ladies and gentlemen, it will be Richard Petty victorious in the SDP Dodge.
Listen Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on MRN.com or the MRN app.
And Dale Earnhardt has won the Daytona 500.
On demand in the MRN.com Media Center or on iTunes and Google Play.
Jeff Gordon wins the Southern 500 and the Winston Noble $5 million bonus.
Throwback Thursday on MRN.com.
He's on his way to victory lane for the 5th time in 26.
Thanks for listening to MRN. We want to give race fans the best product possible. Let us know what you think. Go to mrn.com/survey and you can get an MRN Hero Card.
Pack up the crew and head out to Talladega Superspeedway for race weekend October 13th through 15th. Alabama 500 ticket holders can enjoy free camping in 3 different campgrounds around the track. This is more than a race. This is Talladega.
You've reached MRN Crew Call. This show may be monitored for quality assurance. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. This show may be monitored for quality assurance and training. I can't do it. I just can't. Here's Tony and Kid.
I'm not sure if she's laughing about the quality of our show or the quality of your beard. Now hold on.
What's wrong with my beard,
I'm
man?
going to tell you what's wrong with your beard.
Okay.
You said you're not. You announced on social media that you're not going to shave that beard until Jimmy wins an 8th championship. Are you starting to maybe rethink that a little bit?
Yes, I am, because I don't know if Jimmy, is he going to make it through the next round? He'll probably make it through the next round, but maybe not to 4.
We
the round
say
of 4.
this every year. We write him off. We write him off, but usually he wins at least Dover or Charlotte to give us some.
I think I'm going to bail out on that. I think I'm going to leave it. I think I'm going to decide Saturday night whether the beard stays or the beard goes, and it's going to be decided by Faith Hill. If she likes the beard,
Hill.
I keep it. Yeah.
Is that who you talk to next?
No, well, we're going to hang on Saturday night.
Oh,
So if Faith likes the beard, I keep it. If she doesn't like it, it's coming off.
You have Faith?
Yes.
Daryl has Faith.
Okay.
Robbie, you hanging out with Faith Hill at all? No. Anytime soon?
Oh, sorry.
No, I bet I know who you are hanging out with. Robbie sits right over here. You're hanging out with your buddy. He's your co-host on The Inside Line. You two share some adult beverages from time to time and play video games. And he's also the host of a new show called Tyler Versus. He is Tyler Burnett. Hi, Tyler.
How we doing? Kid Cruz, you're getting a little gray in that beard.
Look at that, like right in there, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Just for men, swishes and dishes gray.
I would say you look like Jimmy Johnson, but you don't have 7 championship rings. So there's that.
7's that magical number, Tyler. I'm afraid if he waits for 8, he may end up looking like David Letterman. Just saying.
It'll be really gray like David Letterman.
Hey, we've been teasing the new show, Tyler Versus. It airs on YouTube and Facebook, in which you take on NASCAR's best at a variety of games. How did this show come about?
Well, apparently someone says I'm competitive, which I guess is not an understatement. And I like to talk a lot of crap. So the two mixed together combined for Tyler Versus, and we've had some good shows so far to start the year. We played the Xfinity Series playoff field in NASCAR Heat 2, and then I played Blake Cook last week in basketball and hula hoop. That didn't turn out so well, but I welcome any challengers that want to take this on because they will get beat.
How about a beard growing competition with my man over here?
I'd lose. I can't even grow. See that picture right there?
Yeah.
That's about 2 years work right there.
That's it right there. Nice. Nice. You're on my same plan.
So who's on your wish list, Tyler? What's the ultimate Tyler Versus for you, whether it's an opponent or a specific activity?
I welcome anybody. I want to challenge anyone here. I think we're trying to work on Chase Briscoe, who I'm good buddies with. He's in the Xfinity, the Camping World Truck Series playoffs, and he'll be fun to do whatever we are going to do. We're going to play Noah Gragson in a little bit of football here, and you probably know Noah Gragson from his shark head that he wore at Bristol, and then, of course, in the Camping World Truck Series, he races for Kyle Busch Motorsports. That'll be coming out 2 weeks from now, but the man who's producing your show right now, Robbie Mays, I'm playing him in Tyler Versus this week in NASCAR Heat 2 because he talks a lot of crap.
That'll be fun to watch. Hey, I was just thinking about it. We used to do a thing here around the company called Feats of Stupidity. The man sitting to my left,
the reigning champion,
defeated Daytona International Speedway President Chip Weil in a contest. Maybe we need to get that thing back going again for a Tyler Versus. What do you think?
If he wants to lose, I mean, because Rich Culbreth, he goes on these competitions, he loses because he can't drink beer. Well, you're looking at the poster child of beard right there on the screen.
Beer or beards?
If we get beer in this contest, you will lose, Kid Cruz.
Tyler, what actually goes on inside your head? What makes you think that you can beat like anyone at anything? Seriously.
If I knew what was going on in my head, I would be a millionaire probably, because I'd be some kind of doctor. Yeah, I need my head fixed.
Hey, Tyler, is there any competition you've suggested to Daryl Smith or anyone else that they've said, yeah, we can't do that?
No, not really. He's pretty much welcome for anything. So that's the good thing. Now, however, most of the competitions that we have done so far, I'm not all that great at. If we actually go with some ones that I'm good at, then I might, win this thing. But I can win at anything. It doesn't really matter.
I've noticed we've tried to also keep the driver safe in all this. You had the little medical kit for the basket.
Yeah.
I mean, is that medical kit? What do you have in there? Maybe some aspirin, a powdered beer. What's in there?
Snickers bar.
Beer. Just beer. Yeah.
Beer gets us through everything. Hey, let's talk a little Talladega with you, because as we mentioned, you're also the co-host of the Inside Line, and I want to get your opinion, because obviously you think you're really good at fantasy picking of sports, but is Talladega still a crapshoot, or is there enough data out there now that you can look at that tends to point you to some trends that can help you pick the right team?
It's still a crapshoot. I would say the only data that I've looked at this year as far as the 3 plate races are you need to start guys who are going to qualify, a little poorly. I mean, Truex qualified 30th in the Daytona 500. He finished 16th. He was one of the best playoff race drivers. You just have to find someone who's going to pass cars rather than start on the front row and wreck. And here's a quiz for you. You bring this up. We're going to talk about this on the show on Friday. Who has the best average finish in the 3 plate races this year? Go, Kid Cruz. Tony, who do you think?
Jamie McMurray.
Wrong. What about you, Kid Cruz?
I don't know. Let's go with Landon Castle. I don't.
Paul Menard has the best average finish of 5.6.
We wouldn't have guessed that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a crapshoot still.
Well, let me ask you about this one.
Out of your mouth.
Wow. Hey,
let's go.
In all seriousness, we just talked to Mike Wheeler. He's the crew chief for Denny Hamlin in the number 11 FedEx Toyota. He seemed very, very calm and confident going into this weekend. Is Denny Hamlin somebody you'd want on your team?
He's a great plate racer. There's no question about that. I think I would be calm and collected going into the race if I was them guys. One of the things is that Ford has been qualifying very well and has been winning tons of plate races. And I know that we're talking about a guy who's a Toyota. Toyotas have struggled a little bit in qualifying at plate races. Therefore, I think they are probably a better start because they're going to qualify poorly, and I think that they're going to, pass more cars. So I like Hamlin. I think he would be a good pick this week.
What about a dark horse? What about somebody that we wouldn't typically think of there? Not one of the, playoff drivers. Who are we looking outside the box?
Well, I'll tease you a little bit with my show or our show on Friday. I picked a non-playoff driver to win the race on our show.
Whoa!
And the non-playoff driver that's going to win on Sunday is Clint Boyer.
He's been strong lately, and he drives a Ford.
I'd like that. I could see that.
That's good. That's. I like Brendan Gaughan, too. I don't think he's going to win the race, but I think Brendan Gaughan can get you a top 10.
What about Dale Jr.? They're going to give him a completely different restrictor plate. He's going to be able to do whatever he wants at the back of the car.
Should be.
You buying or selling the 88 this weekend? And I say that. I'm joking when I say that.
Well, his dad, 17 years ago to the day on Sunday, October 15th, won his last race at Talladega. Is that a little mojo? Who knows? That would be a huge win for Dale Earnhardt Jr. I guess, yeah.
They'll tear the grandstands down.
Yes, they would. And Twitter would break.
It would break.
Well.
Good stuff. Hey, we're bringing back the trivia. True 5 on 5 off. It's kind of a light Tyler versus, if you will. You ready to play the game?
Yeah, nothing about me is light, but we can do it.
All right, we're going to take a break. The category boys, round and round.
Like Tyler.
It's Tyler versus Kid when we return here on MRN Crew Call.
If If your vehicle is riding rough, it may be time for new shocks or struts. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, buy a combination of 2 or 4 select Monroe or Rancho shocks and struts and get up to an $80 Visa gift card by mail. Improve your ride with Monroe or Rancho shocks and struts at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
MRN.com, your online destination for all things NASCAR. Looking for the latest NASCAR news? MRN.com. NASCAR stats for fantasy racing? MRN.com. Opinion pieces from award-winning motorsports writers? MRN.com. Race schedules, series standings, and photos? MRN.com. Live race streaming and audio and video podcasts that you can't miss? MRN.com. Stay up to date with all things NASCAR. MRN.com. MRN's Winged Nation on MAV TV.
Rico Aver's in the house. How are you?
Wow, this is great. Be on MRN, Wing Nation.
Brian Brown.
You guys do so much, Wing Nation in general, for our sport. It's awesome. You take us to the next level, and it's just awesome to have such a professional run show that is representing our sport, and something we're real proud of.
Greg Wilson's in the house.
Yeah, and thanks for what you guys do. And shout out to all you fans. You guys make our sport, and thank you.
Saturdays at 8:30 and 11:30 Eastern on MAV TV with Steve Post and Ashley Stremme. Time now for Motor Racing Network's #1 game show. The game where MRN talent prove their mettle against the unshakable Kid Cruz to see if they've truly earned the right to sit atop the pit box or if they're simply a tool. It's 5 on, 5 off on MRN Crew Call.
That was a tremendous open
What
there,
happened
Robbie.
to my
That looked
fancy
really
little
good.
opening? The game was back, and
you know what? I'm hungry, and you can add some sizzle to the family dinner with free sirloins. Just head over to creekstonefarms.com. Use promo code MRN Steaks to score 4 free premium black Angus beef 8-ounce sirloins with any purchase of $100 or more. That's MRN Steaks at creekstonefarms.com for your free sirloins. Did you see the look Robbie just gave us? Look at him. Look, he's biting down. I wish we need extra cameras. Put that in your survey, folks. Go to mrn.com/survey and say extra cameras on Robbie when he's upset. It'd be a lot of fun. All right, it's time to play the game.
Howdy Robbie Camp.
Category is round and round. We've got Tyler secluded in the glass case of emotion. See what I did there?
I like that.
Funny.
That's a good show.
We're going to put 45 seconds on the clock.
All right.
There it is. And Kid Cruz, your time starts right now. How many rounds were recorded in the longest ever boxing match?
18.
Rat's 1986 album Out of the Cellar sold how many copies in the U.S.?
8 million.
I'll give you a bonus point if you can tell me who was on the cover.
I don't know. Next question.
All right.
The clock's ticking here.
Kurt Busch won the Daytona 500 this year. How many laps did he lead?
1.
What is the world record weight for a pumpkin?
2 tons.
How tall officially is NBA Hall of Famer the round mound of rebound Charles Barkley?
6'8".
6'8".
Not even now. He's not that tall. He's like 6'6" or something.
All right.
I'm way. You haven't allowed me to play in like a month, so I'm rusty. So you're setting me up for failure.
I'll see how this works. All right, let's bring in Tyler. Tyler, are you back with us?
Yes, I am.
All right.
How did he do?
He did okay. The category is round and round. We'll put 45 seconds up on the board, and your time starts right now. How many rounds were recorded in the longest ever boxing match?
8.
8. For real? Oh, never mind.
Awesome.
Rat's 1986 album Out of the Cellar sold how many copies in the U.S.?
Oh, wow. 3 million.
I'll give you a bonus point if you knew who was on the cover.
No idea.
All right. Kurt Busch won the Daytona 500 this year. How many laps did he lead?
1.
What's the world record weight for a pumpkin?
200 pounds.
How tall officially is NBA Hall of Famer the round mound of rebound Charles Barkley?
6'9".
6'9". All right.
Oh wow! I think I have this one.
See, the problem in here is going to be is you said 2 tons.
I know.
How many pounds are in a ton?
4,000 pounds.
That's 4,000 pounds.
Right?
All right.
A ton is 2,000 pounds.
If we're going to say that, 4,000.
Yeah,
All right.
it's
Here we go.
ridiculous.
We'll bring in producer Daryl Smith. Hi, Daryl.
Hello.
There he is. All right, let's go to question number 1. How many rounds were recorded in the longest ever boxing match? Kid Cruz said
18.
Tyler said
8.
Tyler, you realize that a official boxing match now is 12 rounds, correct?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
No, you didn't know.
Wow.
Why would you know that? Why would you know that? Because you'd either be under the rock or Tyler. Daryl, what was the correct answer?
110.
110 rounds back in 1893. Andy Boehm and Jack Burke, and it ended up a no contest.
Over the course of like 2 weeks
Neither
or
guy
something?
could make the call for round 111. They had nothing left. They just sat in their chairs. They were done. No contest.
That's crazy.
All right, the winner there, Kid Cruz. He has
Wow.
the initial point.
Yep.
Rat's 1986 album, Out of the Cellar, which featured the song Round and Round, sold how many copies in the U.S.? Kid Cruz said
8 million.
And Tyler said
3 million.
The correct answer was
3 million.
3
Oh,
million.
get out of here. No way.
Tyler got it right on
Yeah,
the money.
yeah.
By the way, the bonus point,
Yeah,
Tawny
who was on the cover?
Katane was crawling on her hands and knees in the cover.
Oh,
From that cover, she was discovered for the Whitesnake videos.
Gotcha.
There you
All
go,
right.
little Tawny
Very cool.
Katane trivia. It's
Can't
1 to
believe we
1.
got that right on.
Kurt Busch won the Daytona 500. That would be the race this year. How many laps did he lead? Kid Cruz said
1.
Tyler Burnett said
1.
And the correct answer was
1.
1. He's the
Yeah,
only
baby.
driver to only lead the last lap of a Daytona 500 in the modern era.
Too easy.
So both guys are
That's
at
the
2.
most important one, Tony.
We're getting down to it. What's the world record weight for a pumpkin? Kid Cruz said
2 tons.
which is 4,000 pounds. Tyler said
200.
200. The correct answer?
2,000.
600.
625.
And
So I
25
got it.
pounds. The correct answer goes to Kid Cruz.
Yeah, boy.
Doing the quick math, he is up 3-2. Ooh, this question could lead to a tiebreaker. We're not sure. Let's see how it goes. Kid can either close it out or Tyler can get back in it. How tall officially is NBA Hall of Famer, the round mound of rebound, Charles Barkley? Kid Cruz said
6'8".
6'8", and Tyler said
6'9".
6'9". The correct answer?
6'6".
6
Oh, yeah, baby.
6. And
That's what I
Kid
said
Cruz
when it
takes the
ended.
win. He's back in. He wins by a score of
4-2.
4-2.
Yeah, baby.
That's like a point guard nowadays.
It is.
Right
What's-
after I said 6'8", I was like, oh, 6'6".
Well,
I
what's
knew, yeah.
interesting is they
He's not very big.
several
big.
times. Yeah, you're right. But several times he's been listed as tall as 6'8" or 6'9", but officially when he played 6'6", and he was a power forward.
Sorry, Tyler.
Was a lot of fun. Eventually, I'm going to be able to use my great tie-breaking question. It is not today. All right, Taylor, you told us who the winner was. You gave us a dark horse. You told us who the next Tyler versus is. You've said it all. You've done it all.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, boys.
Yeah,
Kid
always
Cruz, I'll
glad
get
to have
back
you
next
on.
time.
We'll look forward to the program. When do those usually air up on the old YouTubes and Facebooks?
They go up on Thursday.
Thursday. So
He
we'll
sounds
have one
upset.
tomorrow with Noah Greg. Do you
He
already say
sounds
that?
upset.
Well, he
sounds
is upset because he thinks he's going to win at everything.
I'm sorry.
By the way, Robbie, do we technically call this a loss in a Tyler versus? Yeah. There you go. He's only 1 for 2 now. All right, Tyler, thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Cruz, we bring back trivia, and you win again.
I love it.
Do you feel good?
I feel bad because he seems so sad and depressed.
Oh, we'll hear about it all day long. Hey, thanks to Mike Wheeler for joining us. Thanks to Tyler. Most of all, as we always say, thanks for you. You can follow back on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Watch it back on MRNnote.com. And as always, we'll see you next time on MRN Crew Call. See ya.
You've been listening to MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires. Stream us every Wednesday at noon on MRN.com or on the MRN app. MRN Crew Call is also available on demand in the MRN.com Media Center, on our Facebook page, on YouTube, or download it through iTunes or Google Play. MRN Crew Call is a production of the Motor Racing Network. Goodbye.